What's up everyone, Chris Driven here. In this video we're gonna be sharing what it was like having my first truck. And I think the saying goes on that you never forget your first truck, and this is exactly very true because I never forgot. Basically. So yeah, I had a where can we start this damn story? In a previous video, I was talking to you guys about how I had a 2014 Lancer ES, and that was kind of, my first vehicle that I guess I was getting for myself and to try to build my credit. And then at some point when I paid it off, it was starting to give me issues, and this is when I needed to get or wanted to get myself into a different vehicle. And then also, as I was saying, my girlfriend, which is now my wife, I forgot who it was that was encouraging me to get a truck, because I never really thought I would get a truck. Never saw myself as a truck person, but this is one of those things where it's always good to try something different, because you really never know until you experience it. And although this is maybe not something you can try when it comes to taking on a payment for a vehicle, you might be able to discover that hopefully through the test drive it's something that you would like. But yeah, it just seems very appropriate at the time, because I don't know, I just wanted a vehicle that was working. Like I said, my other car was giving me issues. It was overheating. So I did end up getting a 2015 GMC Sierra 1500 SLE. I think it was the SLE, and then it was the Texas edition, if that even matters. I don't know. I never got to find out the difference between, a Texas edition and non-Texas edition. And one thing I really loved about that truck was not only the color, because you don't really see that color too much nowadays. And the best thing about that truck really was the bench seat. I know nowadays that GMC does sell trucks that still have the bench seat, which means you can sit in the middle and you can sit over here, and having the column shifter it just feels very classic truck. And that's just something that I absolutely love, is just the simplicity of feeling like you're in a classic truck while still being in a somewhat modern. I don't believe that it had Apple CarPlay. I can't remember exactly, but I would tell you, GMC, if you're watching this, that I would still consider getting into another GMC. Not something like extremely new, but I would get something probably used, hopefully still under warranty and whatnot. But yeah, the GMC trucks are just, I know that's a step up from getting a Chevy, but there really was just something special about a GMC. And to me, I think it was, like I said, not only the color, but the chrome and just the overall look of that truck really stole my heart. There's just, I'm telling you, there's no way that you could ever forget your first truck. And I'm telling you, I would love to have that truck again, and I will be putting a lot of photos, if I didn't already, about the photos. Sorry, what am I saying? I'm over here in freaking La La Land. But yeah, I'll be putting photos of when I had the truck. I know it's gonna feature my wife in it, and even just talking about it makes me miss having a truck. All I know is that right now I still feel like I would want a fun truck, like a Ranger Raptor. And no, I would never think to ever get in a Ford, but the Ranger Raptor seems like the one truck that I could at least have fun with right now, since it's gonna be a long time until we have kids and until they grow up. Only reason why I would still absolutely consider getting a full-size truck is to be able to protect my family and my wife and our dogs. And I will share in another video the accident that I got into with that truck. And that's going to be featuring my wife because she was with me at the time as well. And yeah, it's going to be something to share. That way you can kind of see how she felt because she was the one that was more upset about it at that time. But anyway, yeah, so I picked up the 2015 GMC Sierra. I can't remember how many miles it had, but I did pick it up on a used lot at the Toyota dealership in El Paso, Texas. The only problem that I came across, because I was still working at a minimum wage job, which was the movie theaters, I believe. The gas started becoming an issue, and for those of you that probably do or don't know, I think at the time it might have been costing me around $60-something to fill up, or $60 to $80. I can't remember exactly the price at the time, the gas was. But yeah, that was something that I was kind of dreading. But damn, that truck, it really felt like you're a bit invincible in the trucks, and now I see why. My wife and I like to say that trucks are, you can fill in the blanks there. I said it in my head. If you can fill that in, great. But yeah, no, you really do feel like you're a bit invincible. It feels, there's just so much space, and that's one of the coolest things about, having a truck is like, it's extremely spacious. Another thing though, I wish I did make a decision when getting a truck is, depending on your lifestyle and if you take people with you, I think I would have kept that truck, no doubt. I still would have had it until this day if it had a 4x4 and if it was a crew cab, because that one was a double cab, meaning the passengers in the back have less space, so it's smaller. And for me personally, I love to make sure I can accommodate for passengers. I know that might sound ridiculous, but like if I was a passenger, me as a passenger, I don't care if I have no space in the back, right? But I'd like to make sure that any passengers that I carry with me, they're going to be having the most comfort and most space. Especially because I am the one that drives, and you never know how long of a road trip you're going to take. Given we're in El Paso, where are we going to be going? We're in the middle of nothing, surrounded by no other big cities. Most you'll probably travel is like maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours. But yeah, that truck was absolutely gorgeous. And like I said, I'm over here falling in love, but I think I would end up getting a full-size truck again, like a GMC Sierra with the bench seat for sure. And that's why I would want to get it, because you always see photos of maybe couples or in a classic truck, probably lowered. You have the husband or the boyfriend, and then they have the girl like right here. I don't know. To me, that just feels like a dream. That's just, I don't know. I'm like remembering these things as if I'm all old and remembering the young years, but not really. Like, that is one thing that I would love to enjoy though, and in any vehicle, is to be able to have my wife really close to me, because in such a big truck or big vehicle, it just, like, I don't know, she's so far away from me, and I'm sure she would feel the same way. She'd want to be up right next to me. This is not being toxic or anything. I'm not really sure what else I can tell you about getting your first truck, other than it's gonna be a really different experience. And I know at one point we ended up going to a movie drive-in that our city was hosting, surprisingly. And so that was a really fun time. I'm telling you, you get to make a lot of memories, and that's just something that, having a vehicle, people don't really understand. It's not just about getting somewhere, but it's the experience and the memories that you can make depending on, each vehicle offers something different. And that's why for me personally, I do love cars and everything like universally, and would love to experience as much as I can. So that's why later in this channel, when I can get bigger, become more relevant, hopefully have more money, I can get to experience a lot. And I'm starting to realize, I think this is something that I want to be able to just end up doing at some point. You guys don't know me yet, but I do think a lot. So if I take a moment to just sit and think, that's because I'm kind of letting my thoughts process right now. But very soon on the channel, I am going to be recording with a POV camera that I bought off TikTok Shop. I know there's probably no link that I can give you guys right now at the moment. If so, I can share it later on once I have all the full details and once I've used it. But I really did want to get the DJI 360, but I'm sure you guys know how much that can be. It's around $500 to $600, and then plus tax, and just depends on the package you get, for that camera. It just seems like too much, and I am very far from being able to just easily buy a camera like that. So right now, the camera that I bought is around $60, but I'm gonna be receiving it soon, so I'm looking forward to doing that. And I know I'm starting to get off topic from what we initially are discussing. Might be bad, but yeah, I'm just kind of sharing what's going on right now at the moment too. Like I said, when it comes to the trucks, just make sure to do your research too. You don't want to end up getting into a truck that's going to give you issues. Not saying that the GMC didn't give me issues. I had it for a year, and then I should have just kept it though. I would have had a truck paid off, although living in California, I'm not sure how that would have been going still. If you guys need any decals, I am slowly and starting to make some decals at home. It is a small business that my wife and I are trying to run, and you can look it up by Spot On Designs by Rena. We do have a TikTok right now, but we barely have one video on there, and you can see everything else that we've made so far on our Instagram mostly. So yeah, if you want a decal of your truck or something, your Instagram, your YouTube, your anything social media handle, we can do it, and then we'll ship it out. Because right now at the moment, I'm realizing that I cannot wait for a job to give me money every 2 weeks. So that's for a different discussion. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys in a future video. Not really sure what's next. I don't have it planned out yet. It's always difficult to decide what to talk about, because I do have many different discussion topics. If anything, I know I'll try to bring up as soon as possible what it was like, getting into an accident with that truck. But before we do even get to that story, there's another one. I've had an accident in every single vehicle that I own so far, which is extremely sad to say, minus the Tacoma and the 4Runner that I used to have. Did not get into an accident with those, but yeah, the first 3 that I had for myself got into an accident. So not sure we'll get into them separately, or we'll just give you a 3-for-1. I want to see if this makes it quiet now that we have more light. But yeah, anyways, I will talk to you guys in a future video. Stay safe, drive safe. You guys probably think that I'm not driving safe, but it requires me. I don't even have to think when it comes to driving. My body just does it on its own. I'm just that comfortable with driving. The only thing I still need to learn how to do is learn how to drive manual. And for those that don't know about, or for those who have not really started YouTube yet, might be thinking about it. Right now, I probably seem like I suck, which is fine. You know, I will embrace that. Right now, I'm embracing, you know, being bad at YouTube and whatnot. And I need to learn to not go off topic and just stay focused on talking about what what the video is about. I don't know why I just get so lost into starting to talk about other things. It could be my ADHD. See you later. I know you said we were gonna do a test to try to eliminate the background noise on the freeway. So right now, the mic, it's on normal. And the way that you'll know that, I don't know if you can see, it's blue. So if I pick the little button right here on the side, that should indicate that the background noise is reduced. It doesn't eliminate it completely. So I do want to see when I'm recording right now if it's going to make any difference.